All right, ready? In the month of March, the absolute best ways that you can contribute and help me out are as follows. Number one, you can still pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidefil. That still helps right away. It's still something that, it's going to help me, okay? And keep in mind, when you pledge to my Patreon, you get perks. For example, people who just pledged in February are going to be nominating for the things that we're going to be looking at in the retrospective event. They're also going to get some of their questions answered on Ask the King, and some of them are probably going to be getting private Q&A videos made. So that's just an idea of some of the perks, things you can earn for pledging to my Patreon. All right, so please give it a look. Patreon.com/darksidefil. You can also, go ahead and check out my Teespring shop. All right, my Teespring shop sells all kind of fun merch, t-shirts, sweatshirts, stickers, mugs, hoodies, all kinds of things. That, again, if you buy something from my Teespring shop, that will help me directly with my efforts this month, okay? Also, you can tip me during the live stream, or you could just tip me in general. The tips link that I use is live 24/7. I think a lot of people don't realize this. They say, oh, well, I'm going to wait for Phil to be streaming to tip him. You don't have to. Some people watch videos on YouTube exclusively. Like, they don't watch my live streams. They only watch my archives on YouTube. If you tip me on YouTube, I get that it helps, okay? The tips link works, even when I'm not on stream. So those are the three primary ways, if you want to contribute this month, that'll help. Either pledging to my Patreon, buying something for my Teespring, or tipping me during the streams, all right? I still appreciate all other contributions. If you would like to cheer or sub this month, that's great. That will help me long term. But right now, I have a month and a half to raise as much as I can for my taxes. I need to raise as much as I can. So the preferred methods are those three, all right? If you don't know how to tip, there's two ways to do it. You can either look below the stream. There's a button that says tips jar that you can click on. Or if you don't see the button, you can just type !tip into the stream chat, okay? That will bring up a link that allows you to tip me. You could be anonymous, or you could leave your name in a message, all right? This is basically make or break time at this point. I have to see how much I can actually raise this month and go from there, all right? You know what? I'm sorry, Lawler Mittens. What you just did is incredibly insulting to me. And even if you didn't admit it, he says, if you want me to donate, you have to make it worthwhile. Put some effort into what you're offering. Oh, you mean like the fact that for the last 10 years, I've sacrificed pretty much everything, including personal relationships, health, and everything else in order to put out free content for you on a daily basis. The fact that every single day I stream around, 10 plus hours, and I don't really get days off besides once a week to spend with Kat. And I don't take time away. And even when I'm sick, I tough through it. You mean that? You mean the over 50 to 60,000 videos that I've put out for free on the internet? The fact that I'm here every single day and I'm one of the most dedicated guys doing this. You mean that? Is that what you mean? Because I can't go any further than that, It's ridiculous when people say stupid shit like that. It's incredibly insulting. Oh, why don't you do something for it? Oh, because I don't, right? I don't do anything. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously, it's just such a insanely off base, disrespectful comment to someone who's busted their ass as much as I have over the last decade. Seriously, that's just fucked up. Okay, so thanks for nothing. Thanks for being insulting. That's the whole point I'm trying to make here, is that I've really busted my ass to be here for you guys and put out content. And by the way, it goes both ways. You guys have gone out of your way to support me and allow me to be here, and I'm appreciative of that. Right now is pretty much the biggest, most dire situation I've ever been in. I don't want to lose my house this year. After all the work I've put into it, this is not fair, and I want to get through this situation. All right. So any help that you guys can lend is appreciated. In particular this month, Patreon, Teespring, or tipping are the best ways to contribute. If you do still want to do other methods, like cheering or subbing, those are great. They still help me, and, those are more long-term. But as for directly right now helping with the short-term issue with the taxes, please do the methods that I mentioned. Okay? All right, there you go. All right, so that was basically the plugs segment. Now we can get to the shout-out segment, okay? So let me go ahead and let's go ahead and do some shout outs, shall we? All right. So first of all, there were a lot of people actually who contributed overnight, and obviously I want to give those people credit for their contributions, right? Alrighty, here we go. We start off with Genetic Gamer, who cheered. He says, "Do you think you could convert your detractors into fans? I've noticed that most detractors only have 1 or 2 major issues with you. There's no way I can do that. It's up to them. Okay? Really. It's up to them. It's up to them to open their eyes and to realize that the stuff that's said about me isn't necessarily 100% true. It may be based on factoids or nuggets of truth, as I've said in the past, but usually most of the slanderous stuff said about me is horseshit. But it's become a meme to just believe everything said about Phil, including some of the most ridiculous fucking things you've ever heard in your life. Like, Phil's flying to the Cayman Islands this summer, and Phil has an escort that he pays for, and all, like, insane shit. Okay? It's just, like, just crazy talk at this point. They have to see through that for themselves. A lot of people who used to really basically be hardcore haters of mine have come out over the years and come and apologize and said, you know, I realized how immature I was back then. I was really stupid. I believed everything. And now that I'm older and more mature, I've come back and I watch your stuff and I realize you're just a normal guy. You're just hanging out and having fun and sharing your passion with games for people on a daily basis. And it's really nice. And I like it. And, you know, sorry. And I appreciate that stuff, you know. I definitely like that. That people, you know, realize over the years that all that nonsense against me was a meme for the sake of getting attention for others rather than actually, you know, being truthful. But it is what it is. And I love what I do. And that's why I just keep doing it, you know. I don't know. I couldn't go out of my way to convert people who hate me. Because the bottom line is, if you hate on someone irrationally, which most of them do, it doesn't matter how much rationale you prove or how much, reason you employ, they're still going to hate you. Most of the people who don't like me, if you actually talk to them, you'll realize that it's irrational. It's not based on one factual thing that I did that they hate. It's based on a group mentality of belief of things that I've done that they can't get out of. A lot of these people actually joined a community that dislikes me for the sake of feeling welcomed. Oh, let's collectively hate on this guy and slander him, and then I feel like I belong to a part of something, versus actually having facts. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, you know, I'm not concerned about it. You know, a lot of people say, why don't I waste all my time? Why don't I talk to these guys? Why don't I do that? There's no point. For me, the best course of action is to just focus on the positive and make fun streams every day. So, Golden Colt said 100-bit cheer. It says, happy March, only 20 more days of winter. That is true. Winter is fast approaching its conclusion. And here in Washington State, the last week, it's actually warmed up a little bit. Even though nights are still cold, the days, we've had pure sun and warmth. I've had to open my window in the office and turn on the fan because it actually gets so stuffy in here during the afternoon when the sun is hitting the office. I need to do that to breathe. So, all right, very nice. And then Golden Colt did another 140-bit cheer and another 95-bit cheer. Thank you very much. Why'd you bite mommy cheer? He says, Subnautica's tedious. I missed the bonus stream you did last night. Good luck with your taxes. Raise interest rates. So it's her. Yeah. Let me tell you. When, at one point, I had funds that were basically free funds to do whatever I needed to do with them, that was what I used to pay the taxes. And then when interest rates went up over the last 2 years, when the United States, they call it the Fed, it's called the Federal Reserve, decided, we're just going to raise interest rates on everything, 3 fucking times or more. And all credit card rates went up. And all my credit card companies raised my minimum payments by 100%. They doubled their minimum payments. All that money I used to have to pay my taxes and everything went away. And that's really one of the major problems is the United States government just doesn't give a fuck about what the shit that they do or the effects it has on people. Oh, investments are this or that. Let's raise the rates. Well, wait a minute. What's the actual impact on the market when you do this? Oh, who cares? Just do it. Right? So they do it and he fucks everyone over. Yeah, and there is a chance in years rates will go down, But that's the problem with the United States government and everything, is that you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, definitely the raised interest rates completely screwed me. Like I said, I'm not even exaggerating. Probably about $1,500 a month that I used to have as free money to do whatever I wanted. Invest in the business, pay taxes, whatever. I don't have it anymore. It just goes to credit cards because they all raise their interest rates. Pretty ridiculous. No, the government doesn't own the Fed. However, the government is very in line with the Fed, and the Fed exists because of the way the government's set up. People are criticizing me in the stream chat. Xbox One is garbage shipped $1. He said Modern Warfare 1 Remastered will be free starting March 5th. I forgot if you played it or not. I did. And since it is becoming free on March 5th, I would expect a ginormous surge. Okay? A ginormous surge of people playing the game come March 5th. So what I might actually do is re-download it and play it some more. Because I really like Modern Warfare 1. I think it's actually one of the best Call of Duty games ever made. And I played Modern Warfare 1 Remastered a little bit, you know, when it came out. And I had fun with it a few years ago. But then, of course, the hype ball died out. And since then, we've had, Call of Duty World War II, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So now that it's becoming free, I think a lot of people will be playing it, okay? So I definitely think I'll be checking that out as a game to balance with everything else starting next week. I think it makes sense, okay? All right. So let's continue, guys. Now we're going to give shout-outs to people who actually contributed while the stream was live. So we're going to start updating the stream stats leaderboard. We start off with ToeJam and BBC. Oh, my God. So ToeJam and the British Broadcasting Corporation just took me $5. It said, what up, Philip? Well, thank you very much. It's pretty obvious, you know, I'm not going to put the second half of that name up on the leaderboard. I mean, I'm pretty sure you expected that. So I'm going to say thank you, ToeJam, for the $5 tip. Then Turnipin tipped me $1, says you have 500 subs. That's over $1,000. Does this not count? That's one part of my income every month. You know, it is. It's certainly not enough to pay everything. I'm not even sure what your comment means. I honestly have no clue what your comment means. At all. Your comment seems to be suggesting that because I have 500 subscribers that I should have enough money to pay absolutely everything I need to pay. If you think $1,000 a month is enough to pay everything, you have no concept of reality. So there you go. Let's continue. Abigail Rayfinger cheered and said, Phil, good luck on your situation. Here's some bits to help out. Good luck. Have a good stream. Philosophy class starts in 4 minutes. See you later. All right. Thank you, Abigail. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. Top cheer of the day so far. There we go. And now it's crooked. There we go. All right. Shout out to Ace. Ace cheers that the developers behind Dead or Alive 6 are actually selling a season pass for $92. Get this, it'll include 62 costumes and only 2 new characters, the greed of some people. See, I don't know if you're aware of this, Ace. Dead or Alive 5, I think, I could be wrong. I think it holds the record. It holds the record for the amount of DLCs sold for a game. It had an insane amount of DLCs. The costumes, it was just a joke. Like every time, oh, what are the new releases this week? Okay, there's 2 new games, a few new expansions, and 14 new outfits for Dead or Alive 5. Okay, what are the new releases this week? Okay, 3 new releases and 17 expansions for Dead or Alive 5. Like that's how it was every week. It was insane. It was so many fucking DLCs for it. So I think in reality, if you were to buy, like, all the DLCs for Dead or Alive 5, it would have cost you, like, thousands of dollars. That's how insane it was. So for them to be selling a season pass that's only 2 characters and like, 60-some outfits, that's not a far cry from the past of what you would expect from Dead or Alive, quite frankly. But, I mean, you're right. It's basically nickel and dimes. They're trying to get an insane amount of revenue stream out of the customer. I think Dead or Alive 6 is going to fail. It came out today. I'm completely ignoring it. Reason I think it's going to fail is multiple reasons. Number one, because no one really cares about Dead or Alive anymore. It's a franchise that at one point was held in the same regard as other fighting games competitively. These days it's not. In fact, Evo has decided to completely skip it and not even put it in their lineup, which is a huge snub, okay? Number 2, everyone knows Mortal Kombat 11 is right around the corner, and that's going to be the big competitive fighter for the year. We also know there's a new Samurai Showdown game coming out this year, and I think both of those games are garnering way more interest than Dead or Alive. So it's kind of like a double whammy. Not only do you know that this game, if you buy it, isn't going to have longevity because Mortal Kombat is going to basically retire the game and no one will play it anymore, but also competitively people aren't even really caring about it anymore. So it's kind of like, why get it, right? And that's my mentality. Like, usually I would get it. It's a fighting game. Why buy it when I know I'm not going to really care that much about it in a couple weeks? You know? So that's the deal. And I think that the game honestly will fail. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as successful as previous Dead or Alive's. And I think the game developers are going to have to try to figure out something else to make people want to buy their games again. All right, Bagel Goose did 100-bit cheer. He said, March, live Troll Redemption Court will be epic and fun as hell. If you don't know what he's talking about, last night when I was streaming Subnautica, someone who apparently had been banned previously, okay, tipped me money and said, oh, I feel I was banned unjustly. Can you look into it and tell me why I was banned? And normally I wouldn't have done it, but because I had finished my gameplay for the night, I looked into it. Now we have the ability to look at chat logs live. They've now integrated this into Twitch. Any moderator can instantly see the chat history of someone who's been banned. And I saw immediately the guy only said 2 things. One was an insult against me, and one was a detractor meme from another streamer. So that's why he got banned. And I read it out loud, and the stream chat erupted in laughter at this guy. Like, ha ha, boy, did you just get called out live, you know. So, you know, there you go. So I think what people are saying is, when this kind of stuff happens, okay, you know, would you consider live kind of looking into it and seeing the deal? Because it's hilarious to hear these people get called out and for their misdeeds. They always want to act so innocent. Oh, I don't know why I was banned. I'm innocent. I don't know why. Can you please unban me? And you look into it, and the guy was like swearing profusely at me or something, you know, insulting me constantly. So there you go. Okay, let's see here. Sigint says subscribe for the 3rd month in a row. And he says, I don't think you'll lose your house because of taxes. The IRS is actually easy to work with unless you intentionally ignore them and fail to report. Keep your head up and look for more gaming-related revenue streams, marketing your channel, etc. Yeah, Sigint, the problem here is not that I think the IRS will be unreasonable. I don't know. Here's my problem. I talked about this last night. I don't want to go into major detail about it today on the pre-stream. But the IRS has 2 options usually for people who can't pay their taxes. Either they'll put a lien on your house, or they'll put you on a payment plan. The lien on the house in the short term is the better option because it means I don't have to pay anything additional right now, which would be great because I got to focus on just making enough money to pay my bills every month at this point because YouTube revenue, as you guys know, it's fallen off into the toilet. I'm making almost nothing on YouTube every month now. So I'm trying to make ends meet with just Twitch, okay? It's tough. But the problem with putting a lien on the house is my way out of debt would be to refinance my home and to basically try to pay off all of my credit cards. The problem is if I have a huge lien on my house, that has to be paid off first before I can refinance. And the bottom line is I need every piece of equity that I possibly can have because I have so much debt in my name. I need to try to pay it all off with a refinance. I almost guarantee you if a lien goes against my house, I can't refinance, and it puts me in a horrible position where I'll never be able to get out of the debt I'm in, okay? So that's bad. If they put me on a payment plan, which they do sometimes, that's additional money I somehow need to come up with every month to pay these federal taxes on the payment plan, which I don't have. Right now, as you guys know, I'm barely making ends meet. Some months I'm overdrawing my bank account tons of times before the Twitch payment comes in. It's not a good situation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Either option doesn't really work. The best option for me is to raise as many funds as I can in the next month and a half to hopefully pay off the taxes or pay them down as much as humanly possible and only have a little bit that I owe. But I don't realistically know what's going to happen in the next month and a half, you know? Fair enough? I'll let you know. We don't know anything. We don't know how much I owe. We don't know anything yet. Okay? Okay. Third Eye. Oh, here we go. Third Eye tipped me $5 and then insulted me. It might not really be Third Eye, or it could be Third Eye. Who knows? But thanks for the $5 tip. Stupid. People are still so dumb to insult me, but pay me to insult me. I just don't even understand it anymore. Oh my god. All right. Moving on. Eternal Napalm did a 250-bit cheer that actually makes him the top cheerer of the day. Let's get him up on the leaderboard before I read his message. Okay, here we go. He says, hold on a second. Whoops. Thanks for the great content that you provide. I'm glad you've been DS positive. Haven't let drama-seeking kids bring you down. If more people were positive and focused on a healthy lifestyle than lies and drama, the internet would be a better place. By the way, only 3 weeks until Sekiro. I pretty much agree with every single word you said. I agree with you. You know, there's so many people in this world focused on drama and negative crap. They completely ignore the positive stuff. A lot of people have come by my streams and said, wow, actually just hanging out with Phil and his viewers on his streams is fun. This is actually fun when you're actually just here for the real stream rather than making fun constantly, right? You know, making fun of to bring him down. It's a different experience, and it's a lot more positive and fun than feeling negative and toxic all the time. Laughing with someone rather than laughing at someone, right? All right. Shout out to Rob Warren. Rob Warren tipped me $10 and says, not much, but I hope it helps. Rob Warren, it is a lot. Like, first of all, Rob, I got to tell you tip me all the time. It helps. Number two, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's not much. No, the truth is, every contribution is a lot. Every single contribution that I receive is big. That's how I see it. Because the reason I'm still here is you guys. 2 years ago, YouTube suffered what was called the adpocalypse. At that point, okay, all of my revenue was coming from YouTube. I was making no money from live streaming whatsoever. So I was 100% reliant on YouTube. When that adpocalypse fell out, that was it for me. That was essentially early 2017 was the end of the line. I would have had to hang up everything and say, I can't do this anymore for a living because YouTube has made it unreasonable because they lost all their advertisers because they suck and they're a terrible website, you know, who screwed everything up. And that's it. It's over. But you guys pulled me out of the fire. You said, no, this is not right. Phil has been a 10-year-long content creator. We love his content. We want to see him continue to be successful. And you guys told me, be a live streamer. And I changed up, and I became a live streamer, and I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like, you guys got to understand, you're the reason why I'm still here and able to do what I love. I'm so grateful for that. So, Rob, you say, oh, this is not much. Dude, it means the world. That tip that you just gave me adds up because it's not just you. It's everyone contributing. It adds up. And, you know, that's why I still kind of feel positive about this whole tax situation. Like, I think we can rally and maybe by some miracle I can get out of it. I don't know how, but I'm just saying, like, it seems like every time that my ass is to the fire, we all rally and work together and get out of it. So I guess we'll see what happens this month. But thank you, Rob, very much. Okay. Android just cheered. He said, I noticed when it comes to crowdfunding, people are more... Oh, crap. Hold on, let's try that again. People are more likely to contribute. The more transparent the campaign is, you might want to consider giving people hard numbers on what you owe and what you need. Well, the thing is, I don't have those, Android. I've told you a million times, I still don't have them. Once I have an idea of what I'm going to owe, all right, then I can compare that with the money that I have, and I can say, okay, if we can raise this much in this amount of time, this would get me out of trouble for the time being. But I can't do that yet. The information has been submitted to my tax attorney / CPA. They're doing the work. They're going to get back to me probably, I would assume, sometime in March because they realized I told them how urgent my issue was that I need to know. So I think it's going to, you know, we'll know. When? I don't know. It's out of my hands, you know. I hear you. I hear exactly what you're saying, but it's out of my hands. Okay? Eternal Napalm cheered and said, I'm currently watching your Rage playthrough on YouTube. I skipped the game back in 2011, but Rage 2 looks awesome and evolved. What are your thoughts on the Rage franchise? I feel like Rage was very, very hyped, but was underwhelming. Like, the game itself had massive potential, but ended up just being kind of so-so. The best thing about Rage were the graphics. The game itself looked beautiful when I played it on PC. That was back when I actually played games on PC. But outside of that, there wasn't much it wasn't a great game. You know what I mean? Like, Doom was a great game. Doom revived an entire franchise. The game modernized Doom and made it fun for the modern gamer, but also the classic, throwback gamers who played Doom in the 90s were also satiated. They loved the game. So that was a good example of putting in a good effort to have an FPS game from id Software. I don't know what really happened with Rage 1, but Rage 2 is looking much better. So I am being very optimistic when I think about Rage 2. X Legacy 214's cheered and said, I can't wait to see you play Devil May Cry 5 next week. Yeah, same here. Been a long time since I played a Devil May Cry game, even though, admittedly, I probably won't understand a lick of the plot. I am looking forward to a good action-based combat game like that. Should be fun. All right, AEAG4GS did a 50-bit cheer and said, bing, bing, bang, bang, bing, bing, bam, 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 bing, bing, bop, bop, bam, bam, bop, bop, bing, bing, bap, bam, bop. Okay, and GoFundMe Phil tipped me $2.50 and said, would you mind if I got in touch with someone to set up a GoFundMe for your taxes? Yes, I would, because the way it works is you're not supposed to do that. If someone actually, is going to do something like that, what you're supposed to do is do it yourself. I don't think a GoFundMe would necessarily benefit me any more than, say, just people tipping me. I don't see the point. If you just tip me, right? Those are funds that immediately I can put aside, and they'll be ready to go to pay the taxes. GoFundMe, I don't even know how that works. I understand, again, the running tally of, you need this much, can you hit the goal? I don't know what I even need yet. Okay, so I don't think it would work. Just saying. Okay. All right, everybody. So, all that being said, actually, I Stand With Vic just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, I Stand With Vic. So thanks everyone for your support. Wait a minute. Number One Mortal did a 200-bit cheer and said, I'm here, something small from my side, hoping to see more of your reactions in addition to the miracles that you need. Never stop being yourself, and thanks for doing what you do. I'm not sure what he's talking about Dark Souls, but I'm not exactly sure what he means by that. I guess what he's saying is maybe try other magic and stuff. Because really, what I've done in Dark Souls is, now I pretty much have the best magic. People say I found the Dark Bead spell, and they're like, you're pretty much done. You're done with the game. You're going to destroy everything moving forward. Nothing's going to stand a chance. Like, you are now going to dominate. You got the Moonlight Greatsword. You got the best sorceries in the game. Nothing can fuck with you. So, I guess we'll see in the conclusion here. So, all that being said, I don't know what you're saying, but thank you for the cheer. When will Dark Souls be again? Probably this week. I don't know if it's going to be Sunday night, or maybe I'll play it again majorly this week coming up. I'm close to the end. I'm probably 1 to 2 major streams away from finishing it, and I promise you I will finish my Dark Souls Remastered playthrough before Sekiro starts, okay? I promise you that. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you for all your contributions. What I'd like to do is a couple quick things before we start. Number one, let me check on sub count. I don't think it really went up because, no, we're at the same. We're 511. I was going to say, because we only got 1 sub there on the pre-stream. 2 subs, actually, on the pre-stream. So, there we go. I'd like to give shout-outs to the cheerers of the week so far. So let's do top 10 cheerers of the week. Shout-out. In 10th place, we got Freddie Lamar Bosley. In 9th place, Uzi Go Hard. 8th place is Golden Colts. 7th place, Knows Nobody, is tied with Bagel Goose. In 5th place, Straight Cash Homie. In 4th place, Rock the Ice. 3rd place goes to Baja Blast, 74. 2nd place goes to Judicious Echoes. And 1st place is Infinite 55, who just recently took over as the top cheerer ever on my channel, which is really awesome. So thank you very much for all the support, Infinite. Got another cheer from this guy whose name I can't pronounce. He says, have you ever eaten human teeth? No. Mr. Terrahawk